Okay, good morning everybody. We are back on the Delta today. Got 8 rods, gonna try and piece stuff together. Gonna try and get into some big fish. Feels like forever since I've had a really good day where I've just caught a bunch of good sized fish. Been catching a lot of dinks. Can't complain about catching fish, but gosh, when those fish are not even measurable or not even anything to be talking about, then it gets a little bit annoying. It gets a little bit tiring coming out. But the new spot today, got here extra early, and we'll be throwing around poppers, cranks, chatterbaits, spinners, worms. Got a few jigs, got a frog. We'll be doing a bunch of different things. I think I'm just gonna be junk fishing today, and unless I get on something. But came to a spot I historically do pretty okay at, and super easy to start fishing here. Super easy to just get it going, and that's what we'll do. Just throw the popper around. These super low light conditions. Okay, pulled up a new spot, threw on a tomato colored crankbait. We got a little bit of like murkiness to the water today, so that chartreuse and the tomato kind of comes out real nice. And this one has a real erratic wobble, so we'll see. I'm gonna stick up shallow for a little bit longer. If that doesn't happen, I might go on the outside of these weeds that are kind of submerged in like 10-15 feet of water, and like drop shot and spinner bait and do some stuff a little bit deeper. For right now, I'm gonna keep fishing kind of this drop off that there is. I'm hoping that these fish are up shallow early in the morning, looking for an easy meal. There's the fish. There we go. What we got here, a little bit deeper. That was when I moved out and went to about 3 to 5 foot range. Okay, made it down to the main spot we're gonna be fishing today. Took a little longer than it probably should have to get here, but that's okay. No big deal. Throw the crankbait for just a little longer. I got some good mixed bottom with some sand, some rocks, some wood, some grass. Do this for a minute, see how that goes. Shoot over to kind of both sides here and fish it pretty hard. Go down a few sloughs and see what happens. See if we can hopefully put some stuff together here. I'm thinking so, as this tide movement's starting to get here closer to high tide. Got some sand, some shady areas. Hopefully run into some active fish that are willing to chomp. Well, there's one. It's a good sign. Good sign. Stay in the shade. We'll do a little bit more of that. There's one. There we go. There we go. Little wacky worm fish. Little keeper. 12 inches. 13 maybe. Let's measure them. Let's just do it. Came to this spot. Shouldn't have messed around earlier so much. I knew this spot would be a lot better, but each time I'm here, I'm always like, gotta just see. Come on, close your mouth, bro. He's about, it's almost 14, 13 and 3/4. So keeper fish. 13 3/4 is what we'll call them. But yeah, let them go. That wasn't too long into the wacky worm. He wasn't even on the structure either. He was kind of a little bit off, but gosh, messed up my worm. There we go. Let's get back to it. We got 13 3/4 on the board. Let's see if we can do any more than that. But that was just a long cast with a wacky worm. Just trying to take it by these laydowns. And what's interesting is that fish picked it up and just started going out, which is always weird to me. I don't know why these fish, they do it all the time. They'll like pick up the bait and go out instead of going in. I would think they would want to go in towards the structure and eat whatever they're trying to get, but they always go out for some reason. Sometimes they'll go in. Those are the smart ones. Alright, tied on a black blue jig, put a little trailer on it. I'm gonna cast it around and fish some of this wood a little bit slower. See if there's anybody just sitting there wanting an easy snack. We'll do this for a minute. Some of the more open areas that we're gonna come up to here, throw a wacky worm, maybe go back to the crank, maybe go try out a spinner bait. But some of the shaded pockets areas, sometimes these fish will just stack up or just get nice and close to the bank. If I can cast a jig right on them, most of the time they'll eat it. It's just a matter of getting it right on them. absolutely brutal day out there on the Delta today. But that's what fishing is sometimes. Was out there through spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, Senkos, wacky worms, drop shot, spinnerbaits, popper. Got one little tiny blow up on a popper. Got tiny little fish that popped off at the boat on the crankbait. Got one on got a little, what, 13-incher on a wacky worm, and that was it. Was super confident today too, compared to like how it's been the last few weeks. Was super confident going here, a little bit of murk, get a moving bait going. I don't know if it was just hit hard over the weekend or really what was happening, but I'm in a lull right now. I've gone out, what, 3 times now in a row, and been getting like 1 keeper and a bunch of dinks on average. It's just brutal fishing for me, but it'll turn around. I ain't tripping too much. Just gotta reevaluate some stuff when I go out, not stick with baits as long as I've been sticking with them. But other than that, still had fun. We'll be going back out soon. Might go hit up some of the local lakes in the area as well. Might go out from some halibut and rockfish and lingcod when that opens up. But fun day. We'll be out again soon, and as always, stay nuts for fishing.